Tony, did you feel that the defense improved enough in the second half that if the offense had gotten going, you could have won?
I mean, sure. That was my question after the game. I said, why did we wait till the second half to lay it down with that kind of effort? Navy is mature, good ball club last year. They run their stuff hard, and they got whatever they wanted in the first half. I mean, shot lights out, and sometimes we were there, sometimes we weren't, and anytime we broke down, they kind of took advantage. But in the second half, we started to resemble how we needed to play defensively. We were a little more aggressive, pressured the ball, got the shooters. I thought there was more urgency, not perfect, and then the breakdowns at certain times defensively cost us. But that is how it has to be for us all 40 minutes. Yeah, perhaps we could have. But again, hats off to Coach, to Ed. He does a good job with those guys. I remember we played them 2 years ago, and they were tough to guard. They had us, I think, down in the second half, and then they just made the plays, and they got on the glass. We had turnovers. The things that are costly that you look at to eliminate losing, we didn't in terms of offensive rebounds, allowed some turnovers, and then obviously we struggled to knock down shots. At times we were a little hesitant. They did a good job. They jumped in the zone. They kind of jammed some things up, and those are things we're going to see.
Hey, Tony, what were the defensive breakdowns, particularly in the first half on the three-point shooters?
Yeah, well, a couple times we just didn't get to a shooter. We didn't have our hands up. Guys beat us quick outside. There's some principles we have, and they just kind of attacked, got on the glass, some miscommunications in transition, just little things that, they exposed. And then in the second half, there were still mistakes, but there was a different kind of attentiveness to it. And so I believe this will help us, and we'll grow going forward with it. But again, they showed some weaknesses that we have that we'll keep going to work on.
Tony, in the last 5 or 6 minutes, it seemed like there was a very good defensive urgency and intensity from your guys, and maybe a slip at the offensive end, some sloppiness with the ball. Yep. Was that a product of expending more on the defensive end, or what did you see in those breakdowns?
I'm sure it's all the above. I mean, sometimes they played some good defense. Jaden got the ball in a couple times. He was, I look at it, he did some good things. But we had 14 turnovers and 11 assists, and again, the newness of our team is, I think it showed. We weren't as connected and collectively good defensively, and then you press a little bit. All of a sudden, a couple outside shots aren't going in. Armand didn't shoot it particularly well. Got some good looks, and you do need to kind of have a balance on both ends. But could have been the energy expended, and they were physical, so they ran their stuff hard. But also just some sloppy play and some missed shots, poor decisions.
Coach, what did you see from Reese in terms of his sort of complete game? 8 points, 6 assists, 1 turnover, 6 steals, 5 rebounds, sort of fill the stat sheet. Just what did you see from him overall?
Yeah, I think he's improved, and, I played he and Kihei a lot of minutes, of course, and, he had to do the job defensively. I thought they hit a big three. He didn't have his hands up late, and because we challenged him at halftime, and I thought he got better as it wore on. But, no, he's a gifted player. He can create for his teammates. He can kind of slash and get to the rim. And, he's just, when he gets a rhythm shot, obviously he's got to take it. And that's the same with Kihei. Kihei's shot has improved, but it's you're used to seeing our group last year, and it's a little different. So we're trying to get on the glass and do different things. But Reese is, going to obviously be an important player for us this year, and thought he showed moments of some good basketball. 6 steals, that is impressive, when you see that, and he has very quick hands. He's got an uncanny knack for tipping balls or making some plays that way.
Tony, you mentioned some guys passing up shots. It seemed like Kihei drew a couple of groans late when he didn't take threes.
Yeah.
Was he reluctant too much at the end?
Yeah, a couple times I thought perhaps, and that's part of just growing through this. Sometimes we try to get it right away, and we either forced right away, but there's a feel to the game and a rhythm, boy. When you get especially when they went zone, someone draws and kicks, you have to be willing, whether you shoot an air ball or not. Maybe every now and then you pass one up, but I think you have to be willing to step in there and take a shot. But there is a feel sometimes where something's going to open up in the high post. We had some guys down low, and it was kind of in the balance. But that'll be part of the process for sure.
Tony, just with Jaden Gardner, just curious with what you saw there in terms of his ability to finish at the rim, especially early in the game.
I thought you were more. What did I see?
What'd you see there with Jaden?
No,
early?
yeah, he made some good plays. And then they you know, again, I look at that. 5 turnovers is too much for him. But no, he's got a knack, you know, around 15 feet and in for some moves and did some things. And again, he got on the glass. So we just keep working, keep battling.
Tony, along those same lines, it seemed like a lot of the offense did go through Jaden. By design, do you like the way that looks? And were you disappointed that there wasn't more attacking the rim on the dribble drive tonight?
Yeah, we got him in foul trouble in the second half. And there was a level of patience at times and aggressiveness. And then, you know, some turnovers kind of led to that. And I thought we did get away from that. Yeah, I think at times it was good when we touched the post and went through Jaden. Again, there's just a feel at times it was, you know, he forced it a little bit, and he just has to get the right kind of feel as we do. So, you know, we're a work in progress that way. So I think there was some good and some struggles. And in the first half, I thought usually, you know, we were shooting so quick, some contested shots. If it's a great shot early, absolutely. But sometimes you can just break them down a little bit and get a really good shot. And I thought we did that for the first part of the second half and then lost our way a little bit. But, you know, again, Navy's a good team. I mean, they put a lot of pressure on us with our defense, and I think maybe they wore us down. You know, it's always a battle who's going to outlast who, and I think they wore us down and outlasted us in this one at the end.
Yeah, not great numbers for Amon Franklin for his first time out. What was your assessment of that?
Yeah, you know, he's a guy that obviously shot the ball well at Indiana, and you know, he had an off shooting night. He got some pretty good looks, and just had one of those nights. There'll be nights he's going to make them, and he's got to. Again, I told our guys, when you got an open shot, I don't care if you miss it. If it's a good shot, you take it with confidence, and then you're on to the next. You have to play that way, and again, I think, you know, it's like putting and golf, you know, all of a sudden things can get in your head. You miss a couple easy ones or rhythm ones, and then you doubt a little bit, and you got to kind of play through that stuff.
There were 10 offensive boards for Navy. You mentioned the physicality. What do you want to see going forward? Like, there's some where it looked like the positioning was all right, but just the hands weren't there. Like, what's the message after a game like this?
Again, hard to beat a solid team when you know, turn the ball over 14 times and you give up 10 offensive rebounds. You know, I don't know, 7 fast break points, but those are the things when you're in tight games, possession games, when all of a sudden, you know, they get a putback or someone just gets pushed out. And some guys, you know, I said, we've got to become a little tougher physically and a little more gritty mentally to last longer in these games, and that's part of the growing process that we're in. Yep.